Welcome to Alberta.
If there is one animal I have grown up looking forward to chase it with my bow and arrow in North America, that must be the mule deer. Wide open country, high winds, lots of glassing, and of course, lots of crawling. On this adventure, I traveled to Canada to join my good buddy Brian Cole on a mission to have as much fun as possible, and maybe, in the meantime, get 1 or 2 giant bucks with our bows. Southern Alberta holds some of the biggest mule deer bucks in the world. Land of open prairies and farming offers a challenging hunt for anyone, especially if they attempt it with archery equipment.
What's going on, Pedro?
Testing the bows right now. So first, cold shot and see if something moved or not.
That wind is a problem.
Fuck that wind. You see how much it
Yeah.
moved the pin? I like out, you try to bring it in.
Moves the camera too. Still looking. It's early. The sun just came up. We're just getting to where we can actually see with the optics. So we'll be here for the next few hours, see if we can find a giant coming off one of these tops over into these coulees that we're looking over. There's some big bucks in here, we know that for a fact. We just gotta find them.
We're gonna be hunting for a weak mule deer, trying to spot a good one to put it to bed to be able to stalk it. I've seen a bunch of deer today. The terrain looks sick. We are with good people and it's gonna be an amazing week, so can't wait. It's exciting. Just need to find the right buck. That buck keeps getting bigger.
It's been a long day, but yeah, hope we can find him.
The flats are wide open, but in between, there is a maze of what they refer here as Coulees, which is a ravine that is usually dry and was cut by water action. The term coulee comes from a French word meaning to flow.
We have not relocated the deer. We're just kind of inching our way, peeking in little cuts and holes, and then inching our way a little more and peeking into more holes. We were all kind of hoping they were bedded a little bit high on the rim, on the edge here. Nothing like that. Haven't seen anything.
How did you feel about the day in 3 words?
Today was great.
So disappointing.
Deer will feed in the flats early morning and will come inside the coulees to bed down during the day, protected from the wind, the sun, and of course the people. Finding them before they bed down is crucial.
This morning we have decided to split up. I was kind of tired of hearing Brian talk, so I needed a break. And actually it's good for the hunting because we are controlling more country. It's really windy, so there hasn't been that much activity today, but we were able to spot 1 buck. And hopefully we spot a shooter. That way we have a plan for the afternoon, because if not, as soon as the sun comes up and all the animals get inside the coulees, it's just so hard to pick them up.
After years of hunting mule deer in this terrain, hunters have realized that the most effective tactic isn't to spot and stalk the deer right away, as I'm used to. They will work hard to spot a buck and see it bed down. Then they will wait as much as needed for the winds to pick up and stabilize. That will help cover their noise and smell, allowing you to get extra close even in flat open country. Deer will most likely be bedded until the evening, so frequently hunters will wait at a distance and only start closing in later on the day. That way, they don't have to wait in close range as much for those bucks to stand up.
30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, and we haven't been able to put eyes on any deer. We're gonna scooch up to the top of this ridge, see if we can get eyes, get a little higher than we are now. This is awesome country. It's so good for the bow. We just need to find a buck. All we can do is try. Dang it. We almost had it, but PEDRO blew it.
100% not true.
Blew them out. They ran far away.
He
it's all
lost.
PEDRO's fault.
He lost the mule deer this morning. How come someone, if you're watching a deer, suddenly you don't know where it is? He was distracted probably with the phone.
Did you see
probably with the phone.
Did you see the
And
Grand Canyon over there? The Grand Canyon?
Little bit of a different strategy today. Instead of glassing from far on the distance, we have decided to sit here in the zone. We have been seeing deer crossing by this little knob, and we're gonna be able to glass everything. But if we see something, we're gonna be within striking distance. So hopefully, yeah, we're gonna have to stay tight. There's not like a great spot, but we control a lot of country, so it should be an exciting morning. Trying to think about all my years of experience hunting mule deer. What would I do?
Let's be honest. None of us understood a word he said.
A chocolate bar for breakfast. We just spotted a nice 4x4 buck.
So far, we see those 3 does, it looks like, in one buck. He just bedded. We could probably sneak in and kill him. He's not very big, though. He's just a kind of a young buck, skinny neck, 4x4. Looks kind of. Just looks a little bit young.
Probably if we look at that buck for another half an hour, we'll make up our minds that we should shoot it. But once we kill it, it's gonna be way smaller, I think. So we need.
It's a lot more thought than I put into it.
Yeah. I do think, though, that for the joy of hunting, we should get into bow range and try to see if we can get a shot at it. And don't, 15 minutes, beep.
A giant buck might walk by right here while we do our 15-minute No, the answer's no.
Coyote. Like coyote mission. We sneak like coyotes, spook that deer, go back and come back. No one will ever know that we have been there. No one.
was really cool. We had that coyote come around, I don't know, like 110 yards, but he picked us up. We are right on the skyline from where he came. And probably when I tried to move a little bit and just spot us right away. So not moving for more to mule deer where the coyote was. There is 4 mule deer. There is 4 mule deer, right? Where the coyote was. There is 2 bucks.
That was nuts. Pedro and I were set up on that little slope, and all these bucks came in right as we were messing around with a coyote. And the coyote was just right there about 100 yards. And we were just barely turning the camera on to talk about how, you know, how crazy that was. The coyote was barking at us. And then all these bucks come walking in. And they saw us on the ridge, but I don't know if they really, well, they saw something, but I don't think they really were too worried about us. It was the coyotes, and a pack of coyotes started running around and chasing everywhere, going nuts. And so I think the deer just got spooked, couldn't handle it, and they blew down the coulee and up over the top. But on their way, they picked up a big buck that we were looking for. So we have high hopes that we might be able to relocate them. But I was counting all the bucks, and they were halfway down the coulee, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's 2 shooter bucks in there. So now we just gotta see if we can find them, relocate them.
We just spotted a buck. It's bedded on a perfect spot, high winds. So we are circling around and trying to get in close. We just drop the packs, grab the bows, going light and going sneaky. Little coin toss, and I'm the shooter, Brian is on the camera, so let's make it happen. The buck must be around 100 meters. We still have like 60 meters to go, and we're gonna be right above him. I'm guessing maybe 15 meters, 15 yards or something like that. As it's bedded, I'm not gonna try to pick right on top and from the side, because maybe I can shoot it as it is right now. Because maybe if we wait for him to stand up, a lot of things can go wrong, so maybe we have a chance, but let's figure that out. My heart is already...
You hit him?
No.
Oh yeah, you did.
No, it's only I only took the hair out. I could see the whole line in the animal. Here and here, the line, and that's why the hair came out. It didn't go in. Can't believe I screwed that up. He's completely fine. He's not trying. I missed it on the right side. I did it perfect, like I drew perfectly. But I couldn't see it as much as I thought I was gonna see it. And I was scared of hitting that grass. And I didn't focus. I was too excited. I screw up. I screw up, guys. Can't believe I fucked that up. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I'm sorry. It was a beautiful buck. It was a giant. That's why I wanted to be low, to try not to be skyline when he will stood up. I think we did it perfect, and I could feel like the buck was starting to feel like kind to want to move, and when he moved like a little bit like that head, I was like, he's gonna stand up. I drew back, the buck stood up, never saw me drawing back, and I rushed the shot. Like those close-up shots, you think that it's easy, and especially he was like facing to me. And it's not just a matter of like having that pin float and shoot. It's just, you need to concentrate if it's a long shot, and I didn't do that. And after hunting all over the world, I still screw up. I still get overexcited, but that's why we do it, right? I mean, you can see the hair here. Catch and release. Come. Sorry, it should have sounded like "Faba" at that distance.
Yeah.
I didn't like the sound.
Well, we replayed it in slow motion, and PEDRO didn't hit him. Your arrow's right there.
You see it?
Yeah.
Take it. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's all right.
And I'm sorry for everyone.
That's bowhunting.
Disappoint everyone.
You're right, PEDRO. You didn't hurt him.
We chased him for a day, and now this buck is gonna chase me for my whole life.
He's gonna haunt you.
Yeah. But we learn from the mistakes. We'll be better.
I used to be really disappointed for a long time when I screw up an opportunity. But after screwing up so many times, I realized that every mistake teaches you a really good lesson that will make you a better hunter in the long term. So I shake it off and get back into hunting mode with a good attitude.
Just spotted one of the bucks bedded. I don't know which one it is, but we're gonna put the spotter. I think it's one of those that was in that group that had very beautiful shape, but I was a bit narrow. Six meters from the top. Perfect spot, easy stalk. But it's not the right mark. Brian doesn't allow me to move until the afternoon. I will have been already running. One of the cool parts about traveling all over is that you get to hunt with different people and on terrain and animals that they have been hunting for years. So everyone has found the most effective way to hunt those animals in that terrain. And here particularly the mule deer, in this open country, we don't hunt them spot and stalk. I mean, we spot the deer, wait as much as needed until he beds down, and we don't go right away towards that deer. We wait until that wind picks up on the afternoon, until that buck is also ready to stand up by its own, because you cannot make it stand up. It doesn't work. So basically you are spending the whole morning locating deer, trying to see where they go bed down, and you wait 5 or 6 hours to hunt them in the afternoon. So pretty different, but it's the best way to hunt them. So wherever you go, do what they do. Is that the saying or not? It's kind of...
When in Rome, do as Romans do.
When in Alberta, do as Albertans do.
After talking to Pedro, what I think happened is that he didn't visualize the shot. He needs to visualize more.
I'm pretty sure that most of you are watching and it's like, why you have to bring that up now? Early in the morning, I didn't even have my coffee and he's already just hurting my feelings again. I didn't visualize, but you know, when in Rome.
I don't think Pedro can say visualize. All the V's are B's with Pedro. But once you figure that out, you can understand everything he's saying.
I was gonna say a word with B. Bastard.
Anyway, I've been talking to Pedro about how to visualize things. You know, like you need to visualize yourself being successful, drawing your bow, visualize where the arrow goes. Right, Pedro?
You can visualize this.
True. Back out of here and circle around. Come in this afternoon on top of him. Hopefully, I can make the shot. I've been visualizing it all day, but I gotta keep it together. What I don't want to do, I don't want to pull a Pedro, you know? At least not. What I want to be able to do is rub it in because I was successful. That's a gamble though, you know, because it's archery, and if I miss, Pedro's gonna have mixed emotions. He's gonna be disappointed, and also, he's gonna gloat a little, I'm sure, because I've been rubbing in his miss. Just a little bit, because that's what guys do. It's our job. I'm a big firm believer in shaming people.
Are you gonna finish?
That's all I have to say, Pedro. That's it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're such a fail.
We are in mid-October, and despite it's the start of the rut, an animal should be moving around all day long, unusual high temperatures are slowing deer activity a lot. If we couldn't put a buck to bed, we will look for areas with a bit of brush, cover from the wind, in the shade, hoping to spot a bedded buck somewhere.
We have located a really nice buck, and now it's Brian's turn. We're gonna get in close and wait for the buck to stand up, so wish us luck. It's gonna be exciting.
We're about 80 yards from the buck right now, but there's a doe bedded on the hillside opposite, so we can't stand up and go there. She'll see us.
So we are running, we are trying to cut them off. They stood up and they're moving to the next coulee. Brian cannot keep up with the Spaniard. I'm way faster than him. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. Crossing makes you slow.
He was 45 yards. I mean, it's been blowing like this, and then like just for 1 second it just blew straight down, and boom, they're gone. What we needed was the last 2 windy days. Those were perfect. But we did it. Let me move this mic.
Good morning. We're getting close to the last day of the hunt, so we better make something happen today. For that reason, we have decided to split up. All of us are in a different spot and try to glass as much country as possible and try to pet down a giant. So I'm gonna go to some uncharted territories, exploring. Love it. Pretty slow, not much movement. Spotted a decent buck. Spotted an elk with a drop time, which was pretty cool. Super freak, non-typical. Yeah, and a couple other more hunters. But yeah, we're gonna keep moving. We are back. You see my eyes? It's the eyes of a matador. So Brian spotted a buck. He has been waiting and looking that buck until it bent down, and he called for backup, and we're gonna help him kill these things. Yes. I don't know. It's kind of very like a very thick bush, so I'm not sure that we're gonna be able either to shoot it from where we are gonna peek over, or either see him. So it's gonna be a challenge patience-wise, because there's only one, 2, or 3 bucks, so we're gonna have to be really patient and yeah, and be ready. Okay. 200 meters out. Came out but never offered me a shot. It was just like walking away straight.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have shot.
Well, sometimes, Pedro, they'll rebed and you can hunt them again. But you never know.
It was a long shot in the wind.
Yeah, it's a tough shot.
I shot well. I thought I hit him. But yeah. I don't know, I screw up again. Once again, I don't know, I'm gonna make
No, you didn't, man.
compilations of fuck-ups from PEDRO AMPUERO, volume 1000.
This is where I was sitting yesterday when those deer appeared. So, we're doing the same thing we were before. We're just laying low behind this rock.
One of the things that have been affecting deer a lot here is the CWD, chronic waste disease, which affects to their whole system and they end up dying. And it has decreased the populations a lot. Deer was by the water, so typically when they feel sick, the fever increases their temperature and they look for that water, so it's pretty often you find them close to water. We have like 6 hours to find one or two like this.
As we are running out of time, I can only think of the 2 opportunities I wasted and how my mistakes are also affecting Brian. The brotherhood is one of my favorite things about hunting, and when hunting with a good friend, I know we are both thinking more about the other one's success above ours, so I feel kind of guilty for not being able to capitalize on my chances.
It's kind of wicked. The area that dog climbed through, it's amazing. We could have died trying to go up there. We almost died coming down.
I've seen
I see one antler, but I don't know if it's the same. A dead buck or a live buck.
Translation. He sees an antler, but he doesn't know if it's a dead buck, a shed, or a real deer. I guess I'm gonna have to go find him.
I've been hunting for 6 days, but we're hunting together, so it's basically 3 days of hunting each of us, and out of those 6 days you're gonna get 4 stalks, 4 stalks, maybe 1, 2 good opportunities, so you need to make them count. It's probably too little time for this hunt. We should have double the time, but we wanted to do it together, share time together, have fun, and we have accomplished that. Just need to improve the shooting.
Animals never know I'm there, and then death. Get out of here. A doe came sprinting across this top from way over there. And she ran right by these bucks, and they, when one deer runs, they all run. Bad luck, man. I think we were gonna kill this buck. It was a perfect situation. But not today, my friends. Not today. We're losers.
Well fighted.
I'm sad, a little bit. And also, I had a blast. Because this Spanish stallion is a lot of fun to hang out with.
It was great.
week here with you, buddy. We work hard, we weren't very lucky, we had our opportunities. It's true that it's a hunt that I think we have hunting.
It was short.
It was too short for like.
Need a little more time.
I know that we are used to on all the videos that we see bow hunting, people being super successful, and we all feel sometimes that it's like, why the people on the videos, they always succeed and I struggle, and the reality is that this is bow hunting and we all struggle. No matter how much experience you have, bow hunting will put you in the right place and show you that easy, that you will never master this craft or discipline or whatever. But we had a great time.
Yes, we did.
We'll need revenge because I really want to get a mule deer back from the north. I will have to come back.
Yeah, you got to come back. I had a blast, man. There's few people more fun to hunt with. I don't trust you, but I love you.
I have been extra nice with him because we have been super focused hunting this time.
Mal hombre.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, okay, to both channels, to Greedy and to mine. Bye.